It's time for the excitement of West Virginia High School Volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by WVU Medicine East, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, Hagerstown Ford, Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations Robert Fields and Sons, Parsons Ford, Panhandle Dumpsters, and Smallwood and Small Insurance. Now let's send it out to the broadcast booth and join our TV10 broadcast team for tonight's coverage.
And a very pleasant good afternoon across the Eastern Panhandle, wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome back into sports in Berkeley County. It has been a while, but it is Sectional Sunday here across Berkeley County, and we will have Regional Sunday coming up later as well. Word coming out yesterday, the Berkeley County back in the gold, meaning, Phil, we can play volleyball. Just mentioned him, Phil McCoy, Matt Crawford here with you. John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman, Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio. First of all, Phil, it's great to see volleyball and all the other sports getting the opportunity to get back on the field.
Yes, it's great to be back in gold. It's all the hard work that the community put in, the kids put in, all the advocating they've done. It's great to see it pay off, and not just for sports, but for them to get back in school and be able to live their lives at least for a week and be able to do this is just amazing. You know, we got word last night at 10:45, 11 o'clock. So for most of the county, they didn't know it until they woke up this morning. So this was put together really quick. Just really excited just to see these kids out here playing.
It should be a fun afternoon of volleyball. It is sectionals first. The other side of the region, Jefferson County and Hampshire County, they had already determined a sectional champion, but unfortunately for Hampshire, who came out of that section, they are orange, so they are disqualified, meaning Jefferson is going to be playing for a regional title coming up a little bit later. Right now, in this side of the section, which is the four Berkeley County schools, we have the 1-4 matchup, which is Musselman taking on Martinsburg. We're in the auxiliary gym here at Spring Mills, which may give you an idea why it seems a little cramped in here. We're in the auxiliary gym. The main gym right now is the 2-3 matchup, and that is Spring Mills taking on Hedgesville. We will try to have updates of that when we can give you throughout this, and we will have all three matchups today. Starts with this one. Then between 3 and 3:30, we will have Phil, and I'll let you fill in on this one because, again, we're figuring this all out on the fly because of how quick this was put together. But at 3 o'clock, it will be Jefferson taking on who?
At 3 o'clock, it will be Jefferson taking on the lowest seed remaining. So we got 1 through 4 through Berkeley County. So assume that Musselman wins and they're number 1, and let's assume, and neither one of these are easy assumptions, so I'm not saying that, but assume that Hedgesville wins over there. Hedgesville would stay to play at 3 o'clock. Musselman, the highest seed, will receive a bye to 5 o'clock. So whoever's the highest seed remaining will get a bye after this first round. Jefferson will play the lowest seed remaining. The winner of the 3 o'clock match would then play the winner of the highest seed remaining from these matches right here.
So what you're telling me is we are going to have a whole lot of, all right, what's coming next today? Again,
yes.
Three matchups today, going all the way up until about 5 o'clock, and we will bring you as much of that coverage as we can. We're going to have to do some quick moving, getting back into the main gym, but wanted to be able to bring you all this matchup, and we'll bring you it throughout the rest of the day. This is the pregame show, getting ready for Sectional Sunday and Regional Sunday here for high school volleyball across the Mountain State. Let's send it back to the studio, take a 1-minute timeout. We come back, we'll dig a little bit deeper into what exactly these teams have been doing over the last 3 weeks with not a whole lot of volleyball being played. Back in 1 minute, this is West Virginia High School Volleyball on on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out of there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
We welcome you back into Spring Mills High School. We're in the auxiliary gym. It's sectional Sunday here in Berkeley County. We'll also get into some regional matchups later as well. But, Phil, let's take a look at both of these teams, and it has been a tough sledding the last couple of weeks. Your daughter, a Musselman Appleman, what has the atmosphere been like with them just trying to stay as sharp as they can in case, while it didn't look like it, but in case this opportunity were to come?
Yeah, and I think all the county schools did the same thing, but with the hope of, or the possibility of getting to play again, they were allowed some sort of limited practice, which they continue to do. And so many of them had so much of their focus on advocating to be able to play. You know, they showed up at the Beck, the trial for the injunction, and they've been out with signs, et cetera, just trying to bring attention to what they thought they thought they should be able to play. And long story short, here they are. But it has been a lot of uncertainty, and I don't want to say that volleyball was the last thing on their mind, but there was a lot of focus on being able to play volleyball. So they're extremely excited. I mean, I was with them last night when they got word that they were able to play, and I've never seen a bunch of kids that happy. And it kind of goes to, like, you know, the efforts that these parents and these principals and everyone put in. It really, really was an amazing effort. And it's not just to play. It is to get back to school. These kids miss school. But that's been the environment, you know, is this uncertainty for almost a month, complete uncertainty. So now to be able to come out here and see the fruits of their labor is just, it's great.
The horn sounds, warm-ups are done as Musselman will head back to the bench to our left. Martinsburg is on the bench to our right. Musselman in the green uniforms this afternoon. For Martinsburg, they will be in the gray uniforms this afternoon. We understand about 400 people let into Spring Mills today. 20% capacity was the rule, and I think you can see that in the seats across from us. Parents only at this moment, with it only being gold, but I'm sure these parents and these players are just so happy to be playing volleyball again right now.
Yeah, and I'm happy to be able to bring it to the people, to the grandparents and the uncles and the aunts and uncles and the friends and family members that want to see their loved ones play, and they have ability to do that, and I think that's something special. You know, congrats to TV10 for stepping up and doing that.
All right, Phil, let's go over some keys in this one. Again, you look at this 1-4 matchup, and clearly the one's favored in Musselman, but Berkeley County, when you look at the four schools, four of the best schools in the entire state in terms of volleyball, and you look at the top three, and it's three of the top five in the state. So this is a power area in the Eastern Panhandle.
And there's been no gimmies this year, and you guys have covered a lot of those matches, but Martinsburg took a set from them earlier in the year. So there is no gimmies. This is the tightest competition I recall seeing in Berkeley County in quite some time, where from 1 through 4, they have all taken sets from each other at some point or another. They have all beaten each other, taken sets, and they've all been competitive. So today should be a really good day.
Which is what was going to be so terrible if 3 teams from this area weren't even going to have an opportunity to get to that state tournament. I mean, the thought of having a state tournament without Hedgesville getting an opportunity, Musselman getting an opportunity, Spring Mills and Martinsburg getting that opportunity was going to be awfully tough to swallow.
Yeah, it would not have been a state championship without someone from the Eastern Panhandle.
Martinsburg will start with the serve. Back to serve is Ashley Wallen, the Robert Morris commit. We are just about ready for action. There's that serve from Wallen going to the back line. Set for Musselman. Cross court, that one blocked at the net, but drops in favor of Musselman. Point Appleman.
Yeah, right off the bat, Appleman's strength is that they love to get the ball outside, and you can see that right on. Now, I would imagine that both teams are going to have a little bit of rust, and they will go to what they do best, especially early in the match.
Ava Dunnigan on to serve now for the Appleman. Serves from that back line to the back line. Ella Joseph starting that return, but sends it sideways behind the bench. Another point, Musselman.
Yeah, now Ava has been serving. She is a freshman, and been serving all year, and she is so consistent back to that stroke, and it may not look too powerful, but boy, that ball is moving everywhere.
There's that 2-0 serve from Dunnigan. This one able to be returned for Martinsburg. Back across the net, set up in the front of the net here. That's right on the front line, sending it over. Diving attempt for Kiera Anderson, but not able to keep it elevated. Point, Musselman 3-0 early.
It's that quick offense that they're able to do with Sadie right in the middle of the court there. She gets up so quick and on top of the ball so fast. They're dangerous in the middle as well.
Dunnigan again with the serve. That one going to the back line. Joseph will start the return. There's that set to the far side. That one tipped on its way over. Point, Musselman.
Yeah, off to a good start here. Now, Martinsburg will not go away. You could believe that. We just saw Avery Bishop take a swing. She's got some power behind her, so we'll see her swing throughout the day.
Again, Dunnigan serving from that back line. Sends it over. Ella Joseph starts the return. Here's that set to this near side going cross court. Does it stay in? It does not. Point, Musselman. Gracie Wilt was the one that sent it over on this near side for Martinsburg, and Coach Wallen has seen enough early. She is going to take a timeout. We'll do the same. We are back in 60 seconds here in the first set. It is Musselman 5, Martinsburg 0. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
WVU Medicine Surgery is pleased to announce the addition of several new general surgeons to our expert team, offering a full range of minimally invasive laparoscopic and robotic surgeries and procedures. With 8 surgeons in Martinsburg, Granson, and Spring Mills, WVU Medicine Surgery provides revolutionary treatments, quicker recovery, and better outcomes. For more information or to schedule a consultation, visit wvumedicine.org/physicians and select specialty care.
Welcome back in out of the timeout quick. Martinsburg gets their first point after what was the best volley we have seen so far, Phil.
Yeah, it was, and it's just getting her hands underneath the ball. She had we missed a double there. It was a decent set, but she did double the ball a little bit on Bella Hutzler.
One serving 5 here, Madison Brinegar on to serve for the Bulldogs. There's that serve going to the front line. Diving attempt by Libero. Great job on that back line by Madigan Faircloth. Sent across and not able to be corralled in again. That was Brinegar trying to set the return, not able to do so. Point, Musselman.
That shows some of Musselman's strengths right there. That was out-of-system volleyball, but was still able to get a swing on it instead of sending a free ball to make it a little bit difficult. That's what they do well.
Sadie Wright serving it now for the Appleman. That one doesn't get across the net. Point, Martinsburg serving error on Musselman.
Yeah, that's 2 points there off 2 errors on Musselman's part, one a double and one a serving error. And again, we'll probably see some rust early on from both sides.
Libero, Kiera Anderson on to serve now for the Bulldogs. Sends it across. That one starting the return is Madigan Faircloth. Now over to Hannah Howard on that far side. Blocked at the net. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, it looks like Skylar Bishop got up and over. It was a good block. She timed that perfectly.
3 serving 6. Martinsburg getting in a little bit of momentum here out of the timeout. Again, it's Anderson on the serve. So going back to Hannah Howard, who will start that return. Now set back over to Howard, tips it at the net, send it over, playable now for Martinsburg. Anderson with that back set. That one going on that back line. Now on the front line, sending it across. That was Caroline Shipley. Ella Joseph now sending it to that back line. Good dig by Madigan Faircloth. Hannah Howard at the net. That one blocked by a couple of Bulldogs. Double hit. Point, Musselman.
Yeah, you can see the aggression from both teams there. We just talked about getting swings on out-of-system volleyball, and we saw that on both sides where we had players swinging at every ball, and that's good volleyball.
Caroline Shipley now to serve for the Lady Appleman. 7 serving 3 here in set 1. That one going back to Kiera Anderson, who starts the return. Here's a tip at the net, but Hannah Howard right there. There's a set back over to Hannah Howard. Strong swing, too strong out of the back of the court of play. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, that quick offense, she just didn't get on top of it quite enough and sailed out of bounds.
Gracie Wilt to serve now for the Lady Bulldogs. This one going deep to the back line. Hannah Howard going to start that return. There is that set to Howard on the far side. Good swing. That one tipped and now playable for Martinsburg. Here's that set going back. That's Weiland sending it over. Tipped at the net. Able to stay airborne. Faircloth here now with it. Now a strong swing going to that back line. That's a kill up front. Very strong swing by I believe that was Chrisman. Yes, it was. Making sure that was a 21 on the back of that uniform.
Keely Chrisman. It shows how deep Martinsburg's program is. That's another true freshman. That's a ninth grader that you see out there swinging at the ball like that.
8 serving for Hammer Howard. Set to serve it away for Musselman. There's that serve low. Line drive serve going back to the back line where Brenniger will start that return. Left-handed swing. Able to keep it airborne is Madigan Faircloth. Now back over. It's playable for Martinsburg. Bump over for Anderson. Can't get it over the top of the net. Point Musselman.
She had a really good thought there. What she was trying to do, she was forced into a free ball, and you certainly don't want to do that against Musselman. So she was trying to make it hard. She was going to free ball that short, which is really difficult to do. Had that gone over, it probably would have scored.
9 serving for. Again, it's Hannah Howard low. Line drive serve. Getting to that back line of Brenniger. Starts the return. Now this is Joseph on that far side. Playable for the Appleman. Back set here. Chrisman sending it over. Diving effort on the back line for Brenniger. No dice. Point Musselman.
That was a really good set by Shipley. She and mixing that up where you don't know where they're going. She's going middle. She's going opposite. She's going outside. So really mixing that up, and Chrisman was ready for it.
10 serving for Hannah Howard again. That one a little more arc to it. This one high arcing out of bounds. Playable but not able to stay in. That one going off the side of the hand originally of Kira Anderson. A good effort coming to this near side but not able to keep it in play. Point Musselman.
Yeah, I thought she got it out there. It was I was in her way a little bit.
Not the first time we've heard that.
Yeah,
tonight.
Mo won't like that.
11 serving for Hannah Howard again on the serve. This one a little bit shorter. But Wallen able to start that return. Now a set back 2. Wallen going across court. Great dig on that far side by Faircloth. This one hit at the net and not able to get back over. Point Martinsburg.
Now it was one of those tough passes where it was a really good effort, a good dig, but it just sailed a little bit too tight. And those are the toughest ones to play. You really have nothing to do. There's not much you can do other than trying to pop it out of there, and that's difficult to do.
Senior Ella Joseph now to serve for Martinsburg. A little miscommunication on that back line for Musselman, but playable. Free ball over now here set at the front line. That one not the best set in the world going over the net. Now playable again. That's Wallen who will send it over with the palm of that left hand. Looked like a knuckleball coming out like they were playing baseball. Still a volley going back and forth here. Kerry Anderson with the set over to Wallen with that left hand. Good spike, a good block up the net for Musselman. Point Appleman.
Yeah, Faith Ketterman timed that perfectly. They know that they need to watch for Wallen, especially that left hand. That ball comes off differently for her, but she's one of their best hitters as well as a setter. So she plays a dual role, and you don't see that often on the varsity level where someone's they set and hit. It's not something you see a lot of.
The libero Faircloth serving it away for the Appleman. This one right up to the net. Playable from both sides. A volley over now. A set on the front net, and Sadie Wright going to send it over. A pass went a little behind her, but playable. A diving effort for Ella Joseph on the back line. Not able to keep it in. Point Musselman.
In a losing effort, that was a great play. That was a heads-up play by Gracie Wilt. Now, they didn't get the point, but that was an overpass that she was smart enough to know to tip that back to keep it away from Sadie Wright, who was right there waiting on her.
Low line drive serve by Faircloth. Playable Wallen sending it over, but a great block by Wright in that front line. That 6'1" frame doing damage on that front line. Once again, there's Wright for the block. Point Musselman.
Yeah, she is everywhere right now. They're timing these blocks perfectly.
That one 14-5 in favor of the number 1 seed Musselman Appleman. Faircloth again on the serve.
Wow.
And a low line drive serve. Is it in? No, just a bit too far. Point Martinsburg.
What a heads-up play by Anderson there, because I thought that ball was going to drop in, but she knows from experience where she was at on the court. If that's at a certain level on her body, it's going out. So she did a really good job of getting out of the way.
Serve for Skylar Bishop. This one arcing over the net back to Hannah Howard. Here's a setup to the front of the net. That one over and playable. Corralling around the Martinsburg offense, then hitting the deck. Point Musselman 15-6.
Wow. Ketterman is on fire right now. Every time they set her so far today, she has scored, so she's on fire.
Bella Hutzler now to serve, number 3 in green. This one arcing serve back to Kira Anderson, who starts that return.
Look at that.
Wallen with that strong left hand sending it over, playable here. Sadie right in the front of the net sends a strong one over. Good dig, however, by Kira Anderson to keep it alive. Again, that's Wallen sending it over, strong left-handed swing. Back set here, tip over the net, still playable, but not able to send it back across. Great tip to the net by Caroline Shipley. Point Musselman.
Good play, Musselman, but I'm going to point over, even though it's a losing effort. Watch Wallen swing. She gets a swing on everything, and that's really important. It makes it difficult.
Serve for Bella Hutzler, 16 serving 6. That one back line. Again, just out of the court. Point Martinsburg.
Another heads-up play by Anderson, because that's another one I thought that was going to land in, but she knew by her experience and where that ball was that was going to be out, so she just stepped over to the side. That girl's played a lot of volleyball.
7 serving 16. Serving error, back-to-back serving errors, one for each side. Point Musselman, 17-7.
You get that when you're an aggressive serving team, and most of these, all of Musselman's, they serve aggressively. Notice they all jump serve, and what you get from that is more aces, but also more errors.
Equipment malfunction. Ella Joseph tying those shoes. Serve for Dunnigan. Now set here for Wallen. Strong swing up front, deflecting on the net on the way over. An attempted pancake from that back line. No dice. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, Bella Ray did a good job of getting on that. We talked about earlier. Sadie Wright getting up quick and being able to get on top of that ball. Bella Ray just showed us the same thing there. She got on that quick.
Brenniger back to serve now for the Dogs. 8-17 here in set number 1. There's that serve going to the back line. This one playing up front. A little bit of an overpass. Now it's going to have to be Faircloth sending it over, and she does. Anderson with the set. Another strong left-handed swing for Wallen. And that's a point Martinsburg.
Yeah, that's a back row set, so they're targeting her. She's playing back row now, so she can't hit front row. She has to stay behind that wide attack line. And that was a heads-up play, another heads-up play by Kiara Anderson setting Wallen.
Serve for Brenniger going to that back line, too strong. Great call. You heard it the entire way by Dunnigan screaming out. Point Musselman.
I think both teams having some serving woes right now.
Sadie right on that back line, serving it away for Musselman. This one is playable. Starting the return is Anderson. Here's a set to Joseph. Point Martinsburg. What did you see there, Phil?
I didn't see it, but ref called in the net. You can kind of see the net bouncing a little bit there. So I'm not quite sure who she called it on, but someone was in the net. She saw it, and you can see the net bouncing.
Is that generally an easy one to call? Just watch the net bump up and down?
Not for me, it wouldn't be.
That serve came from Kiera Anderson. Strong swing by Hannah Howard, but no dice. Now a set cross court for Ella Joseph. Too strong. Point Musselman.
Yeah, and she'll keep swinging, but just had a difficult time getting on top of the ball there.
19 serving 10. On to serve is Caroline Shipley for the Athelman. There's that serve just getting over the net. Good dig on that back line for Anderson. Pass back to Anderson, sends a bump over. Now set here a back set. That one too strong on that front line. It was Keela Kritzman. Just a little too strong on that swing.
It looks like Kritzman was a little soon on that, so she wasn't exactly behind the ball. So she had to reach for it, and which caused it to sail out of bounds.
Serve for Gracie Will gets that back line. That's where Musselman will start that return. Hannah Howard on the swing, but Kiera Anderson right there. There's that back set. Wallen with that left hand hitting the top of the net. Not sure if it was blocked on the other side. Either way, point Musselman.
Now Musselman will be watching for her, especially when she's on the front row, and they know that she's got quite the swing, so their eyes will be on her.
20 serving 11 here in set number 1. Hannah Howard, the sophomore, on the serve for the Appleman. There's that serve getting to the back line and too strong. Out of play. Point Martinsburg.
So on Musselman's side, Mary Catherine Morris just came into the game. She was one of the group of seniors that went down to Charleston to advocate to recheck those numbers.
Joseph serving from the back line. That one kept in by Hannah Howard. Now a push over at the net. Anderson going to set to Wallen on that far side. That left-hand swing just staying inbounds. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of it. And although playing opposite, that's what a coach would want is someone swinging left-handed. You don't see a whole heck of a lot of it. So that's coming off her hand differently than what these kids are used to seeing.
13 serving 20. Again, it's Joseph on that serve. That one curving out of bounds. Just another serving error. And Phil, we've seen quite enough of those here in set number 1.
Yeah, and that's to be expected. You know, they haven't got to play in quite some time. So some of the rust, we're seeing some of that in the serve game.
Joseph starting that return. There's that back set and tip at the net by Wallen, and beautifully done. Point Martinsburg.
I thought they were going to call it double there. I'm glad they didn't, but I thought the double was going to be called.
Martinsburg keeping this one interesting. 14 serving 21. There's that serve
Good
for
serve.
the Dogs. Back to Hannah Howard, who will start that return. There's the set to the far side. Ketterman right there. Blocked at the net. Now another opportunity up front. That's Sadie Wright with that strong swing. Good dig by Gracie Will to try to keep it in. but just not able to careen it in as Martinsburg and point Musselman.
It just seems as when Sadie goes up, she has the ability to stand there and watch and pick and choose where she's going to hit the ball. She's just so high in the air.
22 serving 14. Bella Hutzer sending to that back line. Anderson right there, libero for Martinsburg. Set up a 2-while, another strong swing in that back corner, but Hutzler is right there. Send over Anderson. Again with that pass up front. There is the set. Strong swing and the kill for Bella Ray.
Yeah, same thing on Martinsburg's side. We just talked about Sadie Wright getting up and being on top of the ball and looking down on the opponents to where she wants to hit it. We just saw that from on this side of the court.
Ashley Wallen, the Robert Morris commit. Now to serve for Martinsburg to that back line. And an ace for Wallen.
Yeah, and I guess with some of the serve errors, we kind of expected one there, and so did Faircloth, but it just fell just in. It was a good serve.
16 serving 22. Again, Martinsburg hanging around here in set number 1. Hannah Hauer going to start that pass-up return. Tip at the net by Sadie Wright. Playable for Martinsburg. At the net, just too short and off timing for Gracie Wilt. Sent that one right into the net. Point Musselman.
Quick score update in the other court. We've got Hedgesville winning 19-9. Spring Mills just called a timeout. Hedgesville up 19-9 in set number 1.
And we'll give you updates on that one as we get them. That one going on the other side of the wall from us right now. Dunnigan sending that serve, and again too strong. Another serving error. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, and I don't think that's something that we would expect to see with some rust, where they haven't been out on the court in almost a month. So you see kind of early season rust.
You say out on the court, but is that something? I mean, serves would, to me, would seem like something you can practice even when you're not in game situations.
You can, but I think the game situation part of it plays a lot into it. So you got a little bit of emotion, adrenaline. Makes it a little bit more difficult than what you've got where you're used to being in practice. But out here on the court in the sectionals and regionals, it brings a little bit of adrenaline emotion with it.
Blocked by Bella Ray and Gracie Wilt out of bounds. Point Musselman. Have a set point opportunity here. Strong swing going to the back line. Just out of the reach of Sadie Wright. Point Martinsburg.
Still hanging around. We said early on, regardless of the outcome of the first set and how it starts, Martinsburg will not go away. They gave them a chance, and they're excited to be here, just as excited as everyone else. So they're not going away easy.
Kiera Anderson trying to keep the dogs alive here in set number 1. You could tell as she was not happy with that hit from the minute it left her hand. 25-18, your final here in set number 1. The number 1 seed, Musselman-Affelman, take it from Martinsburg. A 60-second break to take back at the studio. Then we were back to get you ready for set number 2. Again, your final in set 1. It was Musselman 25, Martinsburg 18. We're back in 60 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
11. Is that a surprise?
That bad.
What was the score?
25-11.
We all know what a good time looks like. But what is it made of? We can think of a few things. In this case, it's handcrafted food to gather around, an ever-changing variety of wine, and a Friday night. Do yourself a favor. Experience the good in a good time.
Sunday of high school volleyball across the Mountain State, or at least in this area of the Mountain State. Set 1, we have a final from both matchups here in this section. The one you saw right here in set 1, it was Musselman taking it from Martinsburg 25-18. In the main gym, Hedgesville all over Spring Mills in set number 1, 25-11.
Yeah, and I think what we saw in this first set was you kind of saw the power of both teams and what they were trying to accomplish. A lot of errors. I would think that would clean itself up some in these sets to follow. But you see that they're going to their bread and butter. And for Musselman, it is the power game, and they're outside. They want to get the ball to Sadie Wright. They want to get the ball to Hannah Howard. They absolutely want to get the ball to Faith Ketterman and serve aggressively. And sometimes serving aggressively comes back to bite you, but it also wins in the end with aces. So we'll see that. And I would expect in the second set that we'll start to see some slides from Martinsburg. I know they like to hit those, and we may see the same thing from Musselman. As they get more comfortable, they'll go deeper into their playbook.
Getting those rotations confirmed here. Best of 5. We are through 1. Appreciate everybody tuning in on TV 10 and WRNR TV. And looking forward to what will be a busy weekend of high school football here on the station coming up the first week of the playoffs, hopefully for Berkeley County. Serve for Musselman, going that front line, blocked by Sadie Wright. That one, point Musselman.
Yeah, and at some point, Martinsburg, Musselman's got their eye on everywhere Ashley Wallen is. They know that they need to get her the ball, so to spread that out would probably do them some good soon.
Serve for Dunnigan, low line drive, going to Ella Joseph, who starts that return. Here's the back set to Wallen with that left hand. That one out of bounds, point Musselman. Or no, point Martinsburg. That one deflected out of bounds as they changed the ruling. Somebody touching it going out of bounds, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, I don't know if that was touched at the net or in the back row. I'm not quite sure.
1-1 here in set number 2. It is Wallen now to serve. A strong left-handed serve, getting back to that back line and fooling Ava Dunnigan on the back line, deflecting off her out of bounds. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, and it's hard to see from these angles unless you're behind, but that was a typical float serve. And I had some power behind it too, but those volleyballs are all over the place.
Again, a back line serve from Wallen. Sending it to that front line now is Faircloth. Hannah Howard with the swing, sending it over, but playable for the Bulldogs. Hannah Howard again with that strong right-handed swing. Back corner, that one's in. Point Musselman.
See, some of the benefits have always been aggressive, getting a swing on the ball no matter what.
Haven't seen any of the ferocious swings for Hannah Howard yet in this one.
She was nursing a shoulder injury toward I shouldn't say the end of the regular season, about a month ago. I'm wondering if there's any effects of that.
Strong swing and kill for Bella Ray.
Yeah, I couldn't see from here. I thought that was out, but good job from Bella Ray. They've had some success with her.
Down that front line. Strong right-handed swing. 3 serving 2. Brenniger on now to serve for the Bulldogs. There's that serve. That one looked like it had a little curve to it, going almost out of bounds, but playable for the Athlon. Anderson sets to Wallen. Now a back set to Gracie Will. She sends to that back line, but Musselman right there in position. Here's a set, a strong Hammer Howard swing, and that's what we've been waiting for. Point Musselman.
I think
we're tied
she
at
heard
3.
You. She must have heard you.
What doesn't surprise me, a little quiet in this gym, the auxiliary gym. A little bit different than what a sectional tournament usually sounds like in this area. I mean, usually you have a pretty packed house at Klein Court.
Good serve.
Good low line drive serve. Great attempt on that back line for Brenniger, trying to dig that one off the hardwood, but no dice. Point Musselman.
That was a great serve. That dropped down right at the end. Shipley's a good server.
Shipley does send that serve. Another one that fools Brenniger. Point Musselman.
Yeah, and again, I can't stress this enough. And a lot of times you cannot see it from the side, but if you're standing from the back to watch some of those float serves float around like a knuckleball, they're hard to play.
There it is, and you could tell just no spin on that one at all as it got to the net, but not able to get over the net. And I would imagine with no backspin that those knuckleballers don't tend to get the friendly roll over the net when they hit.
No, because the main goal of those, the float serve, isn't necessarily power. You want power behind it, but it's the float.
Anderson on the serve, getting to that back line. Faircloth is right there. Here's a set to Hannah Howard. Tip over the net. A playable Wallen is right there. Set for Anderson. 2 Wallen. Strong left-handed swing. That one's in. Point Martinsburg.
We might see a caller. I think they're going to call they're asking for a back row attack. He's not going to get it.
5 serving 5. Here's a serve for Kier Anderson. This one high arcing serve. Set at the net across a tip and just you could tell a pass that was a little further back. I believe they're going to get into the net here, Phil.
That's called under the net. And, I mean, I can't, from where I'm sitting here, I can't see it.
Coach Martz doesn't like it.
No. But it was a mistimed ball.
Point Martinsburg. Anderson still on to serve. It was 6 serving 5. Here's that cross court set to Hannah Howard. Strong swing, hit the net on the way over. Anderson able to keep it up. Now a strong swing for Ella Joseph. That one blocked at the front of the net by Chrisman, but hit the floor. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, and they don't want to get Ella Joseph. Musselman does not want Ella Joseph to get going. That was we haven't said her name a lot, and that's unusual. That was quite the swing.
7 serving 5. Anderson to the back line. You could tell a little hesitation by Dunnigan on whether she actually wanted to get that one or see if it was going to go out, and at the last minute threw the hands up, ended up sending it out of the back of the court. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, to have to make a decision on those, and it's difficult when that ball's floating around like that. It was a good serve.
8 serving 5 from Anderson. Now we're going back to Hannah Howard. Here's that set. Now that was Chrisman sending it over.
Yeah.
And Martinsburg not able to corral that one. Point Musselman.
It was a good job on her getting a swing on the ball. The reason that scored was because it was awkward. It didn't go where it normally would have went hitting from that position. She just kind of missed it a little bit, was a little early, but that awkwardness let the ball drop.
Serve from the back line for Hannah Howard. Low line drive serve. Akira Anderson right there. Pass back to Anderson. Sends a swing over with that right hand. Faircloth back serve. Tip at the net by Faith Ketterman. Martinsburg right there. Strong swing. That's Wallen again with that left hand. Deflecting out of bounds. Point Martinsburg. 9-6 is the Bulldog advantage here in set 2.
Yeah, those deep swings, deep serves giving Musselman a little bit of trouble right now. And I don't know if it's hesitation, wondering if the ball's out or not, but it's giving them a little bit of trouble.
Serve from that back line is Gracie Wilt. Playable for the Appleman. Strong right-handed swing going all the way over to the back line. Anderson too strong on the pass back up. Really nothing she could do about it with how strong that swing was from the front line of Musselman.
No, keep talking about Ketterman, and she's been really successful today. She got a hold of that one. I mean, you could see it coming off her hand. Another one of those seniors that went down to Charleston this weekend, so she's had a busy week.
Another low line drive serve for Madigan Faircloth. A diving attempt by Kira Anderson, but sent it out of play. Point Musselman, the Appleman back within 1-8, serving 9 here in set 2. Serve for Faircloth. That one low line drive, but too low. Hitting the net, serving air. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, still, and I think the difference we see from the second set from the first set, Musselman still has some of their serving woes. Martinsburg does not, so there's a big difference between the two sets.
10 serving 8, Joseph. That one getting over the net by a few inches. Here's a set to Sadie Wright. A strong swing going to the back line. Ella Joseph on the dig, sending it back over, but out of bounds. Point Musselman.
Good job from Sadie. It was a good set, good passes. It's a good play altogether, and you can see it almost looks like Sadie's up there looking around, trying to determine where she's going to hit the ball.
Bella Hutzler back to serve for the Appleman. There's that serve, and too strong, out of bounds, serving air. Point Martinsburg, and seems like, Phil, every time Musselman gets back to within 1, they can't tie it up.
Yeah, they need to get that their serving in line, be more consistent, especially if they're to move on. That's going to have to be cleaned up some. Can't give too many points away.
Skylar Bishop on the serve. Playable for the Appleman. This one a free ball for Hannah Howard over. Set at the front of the net by Wilt over to Wallen. That one blocked by Sadie Wright. Now playable again for Martinsburg. And miscommunication on that front row between Sadie Wright and Caroline Shipley. That one, it was kind of a, hey, no, I don't want it, you take it. Yeah. Ends up being a point Martinsburg. They're up by 3, 12-9.
That second ball you would expect your setter to play, but it came at him so quick. Sadie was kind of there in the middle in the active transition, so she kind of had to do something with it, just more or less got in the way.
There's that set. That one blocked at the net. It was a strong swing by Faith Ketterman. And now, again, good net play, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, Musselman's going to get a timeout here. There's some miscommunication, some awkwardness going on, so we'll get that cleaned up with the timeout.
Coach March wants a timeout. Let's go back to the station and take a 30-second break. Just a 30-second break. Then we are back with more from set 2. Right now it is Martinsburg 13, Musselman 9. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School. It's a sectional regional Sunday of high school volleyball in the Eastern Panhandle. Set 1 of our matchup went to Musselman 25-18. Right now it's Martinsburg in set 2 here with the serve 13-9. Set here to the far side. That's Ketterman tipping it over. Point Martinsburg, and is that under the net, Phil?
Yeah, she's calling under the net. I think that was, I'm not quite sure. I think she called that on Ketterman. She had to reach for that a little bit. The set was a little tight. Ultimate result was her foot went over that line a little bit.
Skylar Bishop serving for Martinsburg, 14-9 to the back line. Hannah Howard hit a little bit, but able to corral in by Bella Hutzler. Now free ball over. Ella Joseph. Here's the set, and that one blocked. Bella Ray trying to send it over, but good front line play for Musselman. Point Appleman.
Yeah, they sit right on top of that, and they could see that, and it comes with experience. Musselman could see that was the only person they could set in that rotation. So, or not necessarily in that rotation, but how the ball was passed. So they knew where it was going.
10 serving 14, Ava Dunnigan. On to serve. This one going to the back line where Kira Anderson didn't quite move that body, but just stuck the hands out. An attempted tip over on the front line for Ashley Wallen. Didn't get enough on it. Goes into the net. Point Musselman.
Yeah, she had seen something there. Ashley swings so hard and so often, and she had seen a hole, and she tried to roll it into it. Just didn't quite make it.
Dunnigan has the serve. 11 serving 14. This one low live drive to the back line. Anderson right there again. A little bit of miscommunication, but a free ball over. Playable for the Applemen. A set and a kill for Sadie Wright.
Yeah, and to get her going is really important for Musselman. You got an all-state player there, and you can see why. Is when they have the opportunity to set middle, and she just climbs the ladder and looks around and puts it where she wants.
12 serving 14. Here's the serve for Dunnigan. Another
Nice
low
serve.
line drive back to Anderson, but playable. Here's the set to Wallen. Left-handed swing gets to the back line of Musselman. Playable. Hannah Howard going to bump that one over, a free ball over, see what Martinsburg can do with it. Here's that set to Wallen. That one blocked by Sadie right on the front line. Anderson again, a high pass to that front line where Wallen tries to absolutely annihilate that one into the ground, but couldn't get it over the net. Point Musselman, and they're back within one, 13-14.
Yeah, they're really trying to feed Wallen right now. It would, I would think at some point they're going to start setting outside some. Bishop's got a good swing, too. She's ready for it.
Low line drive serve for Dunnigan. Here's that tip at the net. Both on the front line fell for it. A diving attempt, and Bella Hutzler thought she had her hand underneath it. So did Coach Martz, and I think so did the Musselman faithful.
Yeah, and the down ref is telling her here that she indeed did get her hand under it. So there's a little meeting up at the top.
Meeting of the minds.
Yep. That was a good play by Bishop. She had to go inside a little bit for that. Oh, replay. Bishop had to go in a little bit inside for that, so she couldn't quite get the swing on it that she wanted, but she did a really good job of finding the spot on the floor. Good job by Hutzler getting underneath of that.
I didn't think there was a chance she was going to keep that one airborne. Again, two frontline players for Musselman, a bit on the block, and it was a high-arcing tip over. Dunnigan with a low line drive serve to the back line. Wallen able to start the return. There's that set to Wallen. Strong swing, but playable now, being helped in by the basket to our left that's on the ceiling. There's that set from Anderson to Wallen. Left-hand swing and kill for Wallen. Point Martinsburg. And yet again, Musselman gets within one but can't tie it up. 15-13 is the lead for the Dogs.
Yeah, they're really feeding Wallen when she's up front. They're going to their strength. She's swinging. We got a score update, 12-12, Hedgesville and Spring Mill, so much closer in the second set.
Sure, going to the back line. Starting that return is Madigan Faircloth. There's that set to Hannah Howard. Strong swing to Kira Anderson right there on that back line. Back pass and a block at the front. That was Sadie Wright, who was right there, still playable. Anderson going to have to send it over. Doesn't get over the net. It does. Great play by Kira Anderson. Here's that set to Sadie Wright. Tip at the net, but no dice right there was Avery Bishop. Now swing going too strong, or was it inbounds? It was inbounds. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, it was inbounds. There was also a tip there. I'm going to go over to Kira Anderson. The hustle and the effort and the heads-up volleyball play that she just made with that free ball was extremely difficult to make. She was outside of the antenna. She had very little window to get that over the net and keep it inbound. It was a great play by Kira Anderson.
Serve for Wallen. A high return to start for Dunnigan. There's Hannah Howard on that front line sending it over. Right back to Anderson in that back corner. That's set for Wilt going out of bounds. Point Musselman.
You know, we're seeing a little something different out of Martinsburg today that you normally don't see is how often they're setting the right side or called opposite. They're not going outside very often, but boy, they are eating up the opposite side.
14, serving 16. Sadie Wright on the serve. Ducking out of the way was Ella Joseph, and very wisely doing so. Goes out of bounds. A serving error for Sadie Wright. Point Martinsburg. They have the lead 17-14.
Yeah, their serving woes continue. I know they've got some. I wonder at some point if there's going to be some substitutions for serving for Musselman.
Madison Brenniger on to serve for the Dogs. There's that serve. Set on that front line, little back set. Sending it over was Caroline Shipley. Now pass over and a set for Ella Joseph. Sends it over. Great dig by Hannah Howard. Shipley again right there. That one blocked out of bounds. I believe that was Bella Ray sending it back over. Point Musselman.
Yeah, they got up and got the block. Just quite didn't have the shoulders turned enough and got it out of bounds.
15 serving 17. Set 2. Caroline Shipley is serving for the Appleman. Back to Anderson, who starts that return. Wallen with the back set over. That was Madison Brenniger who sent it over. Now pass up to Hannah Howard. Strong swing, deflected out of bounds. Point Musselman, and once again they're back within 1. Let's see if they can tie it up here.
Yeah, they're getting this close far in the set. They're going to clean some of these mistakes up if they want to pull away.
Serve for Shipley. On that back line, pass over to Joseph. Now bump pass over. Wallen going to send it over with that left hand playable for the Appleman. Back setting a strong swings that one out of bounds. It is by just a hair. Crispin a little too strong.
Nope.
Point Martinsburg 18-16.
Trying to determine if that was a touch. That was hard to tell, but must not have been. Well, we just talked about cleaning up some of the errors, and that was another hitting error.
18 serving 16. Here's Carrie Anderson serving for the Bulldogs. Again, going to start that return. Here's a set cross court to Hannah Howard. And a strong swing here. Anderson able to keep it up. Now a pushover at the net by Ella Joseph. Bump over here and tip over by Hannah Howard. Nobody in that back left corner. Great spot, great vision for the sophomore Hannah Howard. Point Musselman, 18-17.
Yeah, it was a terrific spot. That was a ball that she couldn't necessarily get a swing on, so she knew where the spot wasn't, so she just found it. Good job. And she sold it. You go up, it's one thing to tip, but you also have to sell that tip. You have to sell it to the other side that you're going to tip the ball, or you're going to swing and then tip it.
Serve for Hannah Howard. Back to Kiera Anderson. Over pass going to the front of the net. No way for Wallen to go over, make a play on that ball, and we're tied at 18.
Well, there's the benefits of aggressive serving. We've seen some of the downside of it for the first 2 sets with the serve errors, but those benefits of aces, and that's a good momentum changer.
Serve for Howard. Again, going to that back line. Gracie Wilkin to start that return. Bump here, and Wallen sending it over. Is that too strong? It is. Point Musselman, and they gain the lead for what is the first time here in set number 2. And Coach Wallen wants a timeout. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back with more from set 2. It is Musselman 19, Martinsburg 18. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
I will watch that by the time we get home, because I'm going to sit up and watch that for 4 hours. Haven't missed a game in years, though.
Welcome back in. Talking some football between the break. It is a football Sunday across the NFL. We have volleyball here for you on TV 10. Serve for Hannah Howard, 19 serving 18. The Appleman in the lead. As I said here, Shipley sends it up to the front of the net. Now a tip. I believe that was Crispin on that corner, and it was. Now a strong swing by Wallen from that back line. Playable for the Appleman. That one sent over, and that's going to be a kill following the deflection.
Addison
Walker, first time we've called her name tonight. Making a big contribution early. Point Musselman.
Good swing on that ball. And you're right, we talk about Sadie Wright as one middle, but their other middle is Addison Walker, and she can get going and do some damage in her own right.
Serve here for Howard, 20 nice serving serve. 18. Gets that back line. There's a set for Wallen. Tip over. Sending it over with Skylar Bishop. Now back to Martinsburg. Cross set for Ella Joseph. That one rolling out of bounds, going off of a couple of Appleman in front. Crispin was right there, as was Caroline Shipley. They were out of bounds, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, they're able to take the lead there. Now they've got to get this serve receiving and continue the momentum.
Gracie Will sends it to the back line. Hannah Howard going to start that return.
That'll do it.
Ketterman, strong swing, point Musselman.
She has been on fire today, and she's hitting that cross-court shot, and it is coming too hard and too fast to do anything with.
21 serving 19. Musselman trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead here in this sectional tournament. Joseph on the swing, that one tipped and able to keep it up for Faircloth to start that return. Strong swing for Sadie Wright, but a good dig by Gracie Wilt. Cross-court pass, a strong swing for Ella Joseph. That one not deflected on the way out, just too strong. Point, Musselman.
No, and you have to give her credit for continuing to swing. That's the only way you're going to beat these guys is to swing and be aggressive. So that she has no choice but to swing.
Coach Wallen from Martinsburg takes a timeout. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back in 30 seconds for set 2. It is 22-19 Musselman ahead over Martinsburg.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back in out of the timeout. Serving was Madigan Faircloth. Playable here for Martinsburg. Wallen sends it over to the back line. Faircloth going to start that return. Now strong swing for Sadie Wright, but Kira Anderson is right there. A set for Ella Joseph. Strong swing, point Martinsburg.
Big point for Martinsburg to climb back into this and also to get Joseph going. So that was a big point for them.
Big substitution.
Got sisters on the front row over here. The Bishops, Skylar and Avery Bishop. Front row together.
Skylar in number 20, Avery in number 7. So we're going back to Hannah Howard. Now a tip over, that's Ketterman sending it over to Anderson right there. Set to Skylar Bishop, who sends that ball over. Now a strong swing and a diving attempt by Kiera Anderson just to keep it in. Great effort by the libero. Here's that set and a kill for Sadie Wright.
I'm telling you what, if Kiera Anderson goes down, she's going to get some DNA under her fingernails. That girl is all over the court.
23-20. Musselman with the advantage here in set number 2. They took set number 1 if you're just tuning in. Hutzler, a serving error for Musselman. Point Martinsburg. They're back within 2, 23-21.
That was big this late in the set to have these serving errors. It's been hurting Musselman today.
Serve for Skylar Bishop. That one low line drive, but playable for the Appleman. Here's that set. Sadie Wright, another kill.
Yeah, and they're having their way with Sadie Wright in the middle. She's just getting up too quick on that ball for Martinsburg to react to it. And they're not able to get a block on it to block her vision, to block the ball at all.
24-21. Set point. Dunnigan on the serve. This one going to the back line. Anderson right there. There's that set. It's a back set to Wallen. That one tipped by Sadie Wright at the net. It is still playable. Hannah Howard with the swing. That one deflecting, going out of bounds, but Wallen able to save it. Cross court, that's Bishop sending it to that back line. Faircloth is right there. There's that set. There's Hannah Howard. Can she get it in? It is. Point, set, Musselman.
Well, and you see somewhat of the illusion with setting outside, and Sadie Wright went up to swing, Hannah went up to swing, and it's difficult to tell who to block when they're able to do that. That was a great play.
25-21 Musselman in set 2. And the Eagles take set 2 as well. What was that, 25-19?
25-19.
In that one. So right now 2 commanding leads for Hedgesville. Up 2-0 so far, and Musselman up 2-0 so far. Let's send it back to the studio. Make this a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we will get you ready for set number 3. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
When you do the same thing for 135 years, you learn to do it well. For 135 years, we've been helping families through the hardest times of their lives. That's because we're a family as well. When your family loses a loved one, we're here to help. We're Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School. It is a sectional and regional Sunday afternoon of high school volleyball. We have a couple of 2-0 matches so far. The one you're seeing right here in front of you, Musselman up 2-0 over Martinsburg in the 1-4 matchup, and Hedgesville all over Spring Mills so far up 2-0 in the 2-3 matchup. 25-18 here in set one, 25-21 in set number 2. In the main gym, it was 25-11 in set 1 going the way of the Eagles, and 25-19 in set number 2.
Yeah, the second set was a really competitive set, and you can kind of see the fight with Martinsburg, and they're not going to go away. I can promise you that. They're fully intent on winning this set.
Matt Crawford here along with Phil McCoy. John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman, Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio. We appreciate you all tuning in on this Sunday afternoon for high school volleyball. Serve starting for Martinsburg. Sadie Wright, the swing to that back line. Kier Anderson right there. There is that a set, and Bishop sends it over, playable for the Applemen. Shipley, a tip over. That one deflected, a diving effort on that back line for Ella Joseph. Not able to keep it airborne. Point, Musselman.
That was a really good adjustment by Bishop over here, although it didn't score. The set was tight and outside, and she was able to still get a swing on that. That was a good adjustment.
Ava Dunnigan now to serve for the Applemen to that back line. Ella Joseph is right there. There's that setback. Bishop sends it over with that right hand to that back corner, but it's Hutzler who is right there. Hannah Howard, a strong swing. That one deflecting out of bounds off of the forearm of Ashley Wallen. Point, Musselman.
Starting to see Hannah heat up a little bit. Howard swinging from the outside. We talked about the first set. We weren't used to not saying her name that much. But as the second set went on, she's starting to swing more and more.
Serve too strong and a serving error. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, good communication on the back row by Martinsburg.
Be one serving two. On the serve is Madison Brenniger for the Bulldogs. There's that serve to the back line. Right there is Madigan Faircloth. That's that for Hutzler, and a kill for Hammer Howard.
There's Hannah.
I've seen a couple of them now.
Yeah. And you can bet with any match, eventually she's going to find her way.
And Phil, I know you're going to find this hard to believe, getting an update on the Washington football team game. Looks like broken ankle for a starting quarterback again for the Washington football team. Kiera Anderson sends it to that back line. Now set over. Hannah Howell with a swing to that back line, and Madison Brenniger tries to the dig but can't keep it airborne. Point, Musselman.
And that's where you're going to see Musselman at their best when Hannah and Faith and Sadie and Addison and these opposites with Caroline and Keela, they just keep coming at you with waves of hitters. There is no weak rotation in Musselman's arsenal.
For serving one, Sadie Wright on to serve. Playable is Wallen. Now sets it up for Gracie Wilt. That one blocked at the net. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, they got up and got the block, but they didn't get over, so just kind of rolled down their body.
Kiera Anderson, two serving four. She served for the Dogs. Gets that back line. Faircloth is right there. Pass up to the front. Now Shipley sends it over, but right there's Ella Joseph blocks it. Point, Martinsburg.
Good timing, and she kind of left the middle on it. The middle didn't see the same thing that she did, so she was there on an island. It was a good block.
Again, it's Anderson to serve for the Dogs. This one serve. A good effort on that back line by Dunnigan. Now Hannah Howard, a strong swing blocked at the net.
Didn't clear.
Four.
Yeah, the call was it didn't clear the net. So actually not a block, but they were there for the block, but it didn't clear. So here's Martinsburg right back in it.
Yeah, four serving four. Anderson still on for the serve for the Dogs. There's that serve getting to the back line. Faircloth with a good dig to keep it up. Now a swing on that front line. That is Walker, one of those centers. Now another great dig by Faircloth and punched over, but out of bounds. Caroline Shipley, that just punched it over.
Yeah, she didn't have much of a choice. It was coming at her kind of quickly, and she couldn't cup her hand to go underneath of it, so she kind of had to punch it. And where she was located, there's no way that could have stayed in play.
Martinsburg takes the lead, 5 serving 4. Walker tip over and point. Martinsburg on a double hit.
Yeah, they called a double on Hutzler, setter Hutzler.
6 serving 4, Anderson. That back line of Hannah Howard again, a little indecisive on whether she wanted to go after that or not. Ended up doing so and sending it out of bounds. Point, Martinsburg.
Update on the other court, 6-3 Hedgesville. Timeout from Spring Mills.
So Spring Mills just trying to hold on in that one, as is Martinsburg here right now. They have the lead and the point. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, here then, and again, they're not going away. 8-4, and we knew that with these guys. They're scrappy.
Anderson, 8 serving 4. It's 7 unanswered points right now for Martinsburg. Walker sends it over, playable for the Dogs. There's Ella Joseph on the swing to the back line, but Faircloth is right there. There's that set. Hannah Howard tip over in that back corner. Brinniger is right there for the Dogs. Sends it out of bounds. Point Musselman, and that stops the bleeding a bit.
Yeah, it stops the bleeding for the moment. Now, really important that Musselman doesn't hurt themselves with mistakes, whether it's serving errors or hitting errors. They've had a lot of unforced errors in this early match.
Serve for Shipley. And Gracie Wilt could not send that where she wanted it. Goes out of bounds. Point Musselman. They're back within 2-8-6.
Yeah, and there's kind of the benefit of the aggressive serving. We've seen the negative parts of it, but there was one of the benefits.
Shipley again on the serve, going to the back line. Gracie Wilt will start that return. There's that set. It blocked at the net as Bishop looking to send it over. Here's that set. Wallen sends it over with that left hand. But right there is Ava Dunnigan. Here's a set for Hannah Howard. Strong swing. Kiera Anderson able to keep it airborne. Joseph with the pass up. And Wallen sends it to that back line. Or Faircloth is right there for the Appleman. Strong swing. That is Chrisman sending it to the back line. Right now a good volley. Ella Joseph sends it over. Now we have a Hannah Howard swing. Great dig and great team play right there for Kiera Anderson and Ella Joseph. Great volley here. Howard trying to end that. It blocked at the net. Another opportunity. Long going to set to Ella Joseph. Sends that back line too strong. But no, we get a whistle beforehand. Point Martinsburg.
Called someone in the net. We called 21 Chrisman in the net. So Martinsburg got away with one right there. It was a great volley, but ball sailing out of bounds didn't matter. We had someone in the net.
9 serving 6. Martinsburg up in this one. There's that serve going to the back line, and a good decision that time by Hannah Howard not to go after it. Serving air, point Musselman.
Yeah, it's good to get some of those every now and then as well.
7 serving 9. Sophomore Hannah Howard. Serving to the Appleman, and a serving air, point Martinsburg.
I'm telling you, they're making it hard. But sometimes you get in those funks, and that seems to spread as well, and you got a little anxiety about serving errors because others have done it, and that tends to be what happens.
Nope, both sides. Serve, and was that 3 consecutive now?
I think it is.
We'll see if the libero Madigan Faircloth can end the serve struggling right now. There's that serve. Yeah, this one's going to be playable. There's Ella Joseph. Set here's Bishop, sends it that back line where Hannah Howard is right there. Set, and Ketterman with the tip over and not able to send it back across his Martinsburg. Point Musselman.
Good spot by Faith Ketterman.
Nine serving 10. Faircloth looking to even this one up. Joseph pass up front. Now the left-handed tip over for Wallen. Playable. Here's the set, and that one too strong out of the back right corner of the court. Faith Ketterman's a little too strong on that swing.
Yeah, and it's been, you'll see that sometimes Faith has been extremely consistent today. I think that's been her first hit that's sailed out of bounds.
Serve for Skylar Bishop. Low line drive serve. But playable for the Appleman. Tip over attempt by Sadie Wright, but not able to do so. Bella Ray was right there getting in the way. Point Martinsburg 12-9.
Good job on the part of Ray. That set was a little tight. There wasn't much she could do about it, and Ray was sitting right there waiting for her.
Serve for Skylar Bishop. Again, blocked at the net. This time, Avery Bishop was right there trying to send it over. It was Keely Chrisman. Not able to do so successfully. 13-9 is the advantage now for Martinsburg.
I think it was a little timing issue on a part of Musselman. I think Chrisman was there a little early.
Serving air, Skylar Bishop, point Musselman. Abigail McCoy coming in the game now to serve for the Appleman.
Another one of those seniors that went down to Charleston this weekend. to advocate.
One of those 3 seniors on this Appleman team. Set for Bishop, and a great job by McCoy coming off that back line. Pass here to Wallen, a strong swing, and is it in? It is. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, just a little tip outside. That swing was nasty, so they're going to continue to go to that well. She's Wallen is swinging today.
Wallen has the serve as well. That one into the net. Another serving error here in set number 3. Point Musselman.
I think these serve errors are more contagious than coronavirus.
Ava Dunnigan on the serve for Musselman. This one going to the back line. Right there is Kiera Anderson. Set for a while to this near side. It's Gracie Wilt. That one blocks. Sadie right there, along with Caroline Shipley. There's that set to the front of the net. Hannah Howard right there, but a great dig by Ella Joseph, and then Wallen able to run it down. Bishop trying to send it over, but 2 green jerseys right there was Shipley and Sadie Wright once again. Point Musselman. They're back within 2, 14-12.
I want to pick on Avery a little bit there. She knows better than that. She needs to jump up and get a swing on that ball.
Dunnigan has it clip off the net, but does go over and playable now for Martinsburg. And as Avery Bishop sends it over, just a little too strong on that swing. Really kind of a free ball attempt over, but too strong. Point Musselman, 14-13.
Bishop's an aggressive player. She won't do that again.
Serve going to the back line. Anderson able to run that one down. Here's a set. Bishop over. That blocked by Sadie right now. Bella Ray just able to get it over. Here's the set. Caroline Shipley, strong swing with Kiera Anderson right there. Now Anderson a free ball, a bump over. Shipley right there. Now Sadie Wright with the pass. Hannah Howard, strong swing. Right there is Ella Joseph running it down. Avery Bishop able to keep it in play. And something you don't see often. That's Ashley Wallen not able to get it over the net.
No, I mean, that's a result of being aggressive 100% of the time. That's exactly what they have to do to stay in this match.
Great diving attempt by Kiera Anderson to keep it alive. Now, just a matter of 2 players colliding into each other as Wallen saved that one from going out of bounds. Ended up running into teammate Avery Bishop, who was the closest to come make a play on that one. And a timeout here at Spring Mills taken, I believe, by Coach Wallen. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Come back with more from set 3. Right now it is Musselman by 1, 15-14. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Back out of the timeout and back just in time to see a point Musselman as Gracie Wilt sent that one too strong out of the back corner of the court. Musselman now a 2-point advantage, 16-14. Ava Dunnigan on the serve for the Appleman. Serving error now. Martinsburg back within 1, 16-15.
Yeah, I got a score update from the other court. 14-12 Hedgesville. Timeout Spring Mill. So 14-12, a competitive third set over there as well.
Madison Brenniger for the Dogs. There's that serve going to the back line. Does it stay? And it does not. Too strong. Another serving error.
Yeah,
point Musselman.
It's a battle of mistakes right now.
Substitution here is Addie Miller comes in.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Miller yet.
Miller, a sophomore, as a freshman, was one of those swing players. We get some time on the JVN varsity level. And yet another serving error. The Woes continue trying to serve the ball in this match. 17-16, Musselman still holding on by 1.
We thought some of the rust would wear off for them, but it's I guess it's taken a while to get some of that off, some of the corrosion.
Kiera Anderson on the serve to that back line. We're starting the return as Faith Ketterman. There's that set. Caroline Shipley with the tip and perfect location. Point Musselman, 18-16.
Very good spot.
Crispin comes back into the game for Musselman. Caroline Shipley on the serve for the Appleman. Sends that back line too strong. Another serving error. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen this many. But again, neither one of these teams have played in almost a month. So I'm sure there's a lot of emotion that's got to do with that too. Notice that most of those serve errors are deep.
Great job by Anderson and then Joseph to come up and make that play. Now Gracie Wilt sends a free ball over. Here's the set to Hannah Howard. Strong swing deflected, but inbounds point Musselman.
Yeah, so we've got a 2-point lead now from Musselman. So it's really important for Martinsburg to keep this close as we get into the final points.
19-17 is the score. The number 1 seed Musselman Appleman trying to take it in 3 sets. They have that 2-point advantage. Here, Anderson going to start the return. There's that set to Ella Joseph. Strong swing, deflected out by diving Hannah Howard. Point Martinsburg.
Good swing by Joseph.
Again, after this one is over, we will play our magician card here and quickly get over to that other gym and set up as we're going to attempt to bring you all 3 of the matches here today in the sectional, regional round. We'll give you who will be playing in that next match as we know it. Swing into the net for Faith Ketterman, point Martinsburg, and we're tied up at 19 here in set 3.
Yeah, this thing, just like the second set, really tight toward the end. So at this point, it very well may be who makes the least amount of mistakes.
Ella Joseph on the serve to that back corner. Hannah Howard able to run it down. There's that set back over to Faith Ketterman. Sends it across. Kiera Anderson is right there. A back set to Wallen. Not the strongest of swings. Hannah Howard able to run that one down. There's that set to, that was Miller. Addie Miller.
Being heard.
Musselman getting that point there and taking the 1-point advantage, 20-19. Sadie Wright is back in the game. The 6'1" frame on that front line. Surfing that back line for Faircloth. A good dig on the back line for Ella Joseph. Shipley with that set to Wright, who tips it up and not able to control it is Skylar Bishop. I'm sure she was kind of caught in between going, I'm pretty sure Wright wants to spike this. But a good job by Sadie to throw a curveball in there and just tip it over the net.
Yeah, and I think that was one where they weren't quite sure who was getting set. We saw that in the second set where the middle went up and the outside went up. It was really difficult to tell who the set was for. I think Musselman may have thought the same thing.
Cross-court pass to Bishop, who sends it over, and under the net call, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who that was on. Caught a lot of those today.
21-20. The 1 seed Musselman holding on to a 1-point advantage. And Musselman head coach Sean Martz wants a timeout. Let's take the 30-second break as well. Back with more from set 3. Right now it's Musselman 21, Martinsburg 20. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School Sectional Sunday. 21-20, serving 21. Musselman and Martinsburg, your game in front of you. Sent over by Faith Ketterman. The back line, it's Ella Joseph starting that return. Bella Ray sends it back over with the free ball. Good opportunity here for the Appleman, and Sadie Wright with the kill.
Make them pay for free balls. That's exactly what Musselman did. Make the easy balls easy.
McCoy on to serve in a big spot here, 22 serving 20. McCoy sends it back to Wallen in that back corner. Now Anderson just sends a free ball over. Pass from Hannah Howard up to Caroline Shipley. A back pass to Sadie Wright, who sends it to the back line. Ella Joseph is right there. Strong swing for Wallen, but Hannah Howard right there. Now a set as Ketterman sends it over. Good net play. Bella Ray could not get it over. Great job by both front lines at that point. Going to Musselman.
It was a good swing by Ketterman, and then it was a good play on the overpass. A timeout by Martinsburg.
We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back with the remainder of set 3, 23-20. Musselman out in front. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back in set 3, 23 serving 20. McCoy on for the serve for Musselman. Wallen going to start that return. Sends it to Wilt. Now Ella Joseph, a free ball over. Good opportunity here for the Athman. Here's a set to Sadie Wright. Strong swing. That one deflected down that front row by Bella Ray. Point Musselman. Match point coming up here in set 3.
Those last 2 points are the exact reason why you got to stay aggressive, especially as the game gets tight like this, because you give a good team a free ball and they're going to make you pay for it.
There's McCoy on the serve, and that fooling Wallen a little bit, but it is playable. Strong swing. Is it out? It's out. Point Musselman. Match Musselman. They take it 3-0, winning set 3, 25-20. That is going to wrap up our coverage of Game 1. We will switch courts and bring you the next one as we will have Phil. We have the regional round coming up next. Jefferson is awaiting a final from the game going on the main court here between Hedgesville and Spring Mills. Looks like it is going to be Hedgesville. They have a commanding lead right now.
22-16 Hedgesville, and my understanding Hedgesville would then play Jefferson. Musselman with a bye until 5 o'clock is my understanding.
All right, we will take a break back at the studio. Colin, let's make this one a 10-minute break back at the studio. Then we will come back and give you an update on what is going on as we continue. Again, the final from the first game of the sectional round, it was Musselman taking it in 3 sets of 25-18 in set 1, 25-21 set 2, 25-20 in set 3. We're back in a few minutes with the next of our triple header here on Sectional Regional Sunday for high school volleyball. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
That concludes our coverage of West Virginia High School Volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage was brought to you by WVU Medicine East, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, Hagerstown Ford, Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations Robert Fields and Sons, Parsons Ford, Panhandle Dumpsters, and Smallwood and Small Insurance. Keep it tuned to TV 10 for all your local high school sports coverage from around the Eastern Panhandle. All rights reserved.